Sometimes here on the internet in its hallowed tubes, you come across something that just blows you away, that just leaves you sitting there like, what? What did I just read or see? And it doesn't matter how deep in you've been, it doesn't matter how deep you think you know the cesspool is, sometimes an admission comes out so blatantly and brazenly as to just whoosh, blow you away. And this article is that. Oh my god. So, Wednesday and The Witcher casting director Sophie Holland on seeking diversity and the power of casting to change people's perceptions. Okay, sounds pretty basic, right? It's another racially obsessed Hollywood woman who says that she is obsessed with race and she prefers putting people of certain races in positions that shouldn't normally be for them. Fairly blasé, right? Oh god no. Oh god no. This entire article is a representation, a picture, a drawing, an illustration of the very worst kind of person that exists within the movie entertainment industry. This is the kind of person that would have been shamed and yelled at and thrown out of the building 10 years ago because she admits to every single abuse of power in the book, all for selfish goals. It is a hoot and a half. So she begins by saying that she originally wanted to be an actor. That's important, bear that in mind. But apparently she was pretty terrible at it, and that's why she couldn't become one, so she became a casting director instead. She opens up by how, the moment she became a casting director, she quickly realized that it wasn't just about finding beautiful people who could do the American accent convincingly, and by God, how much better entertainment would be if that was all it was about, frankly. But rather, it was about creating change. You could do something powerful with this. And here comes the first admission. You can affect change in whatever tiny way because you are in people's homes and they are watching this world. You are the propaganda master. And that sort of solidified when I had a child. She's 5 now, and I had thought of how hard it is to be a girl, how terrible it is to be a woman. See Ken video, incidentally. I remember thinking I have to help her because she's going to come under attack just like I did. Just because she's a girl. Maybe she'll be lucky and get to 9 before somebody calls her a bad word. And made me so mad that she was going to experience a minor inconvenience like being called a name or something. And that I couldn't protect her. But what I could do is change the way people see women by doing it through their entertainment. By adding my propaganda in. Okay, so already she's saying, why are you doing this? Why are you doing these casting decisions? Well, I'm doing it so it can benefit me and my family. That's why I'm doing it, because I am mad that you might say something mean to people of my gender. That's why I'm doing it. Okay, nepotism strike one. A rather blatant one as well. Does that affect the project you choose to take on? I'd like to say yes, but I also come from a working class background, and you have this fear you will never work again. So somebody offers me a job, I'm probably not saying no, but I do apply this theory to everything, and it makes me push boundaries a little harder. Because I think representation is important, not just for women, but all minority groups, and this is where the feel-good factor comes in. Because any person who actually sits down and thinks about this preceding paragraph here thinks, wait, hold on. Am I making these decisions purely to benefit myself and the people I like, my family? That makes me actually kind of a terrible human being, doesn't it? That makes me incredibly selfish. Oh, I know. I'll do it for brown people too, because they need my help. And that's how they justify it, straight up. This is the first time I've seen somebody admit to it so brazenly. Are there any specific examples where you found someone or fought for them in a role? I mean, that has become sort of my calling card, she says. So in every production she enters, she is the one who goes, no, we're gonna do this that benefits my way. I'm gonna fight for this actor that I personally like, and not just based on skin color. There was the casting of Yennefer. You cast Anya Kalotra in the role. Was she someone you were familiar with? What do you think the answer to that question is? Because of course it is, yes. Anya had graduated not long before she started on The Witcher. It was one of her first roles. I think it was her first audition she had out of drama school. And I knew she was special. I knew we would work together. I just had that feeling like our journeys were somehow intertwined. Again, literally, she's sitting there saying, oh yeah, no, I hired this person straight out of drama school. She has no credentials, she has no experience, she has no skills to work on a major Netflix production like this, on a huge smash hit video game adaptation. But I liked her, so screw everybody else. Oh, and she is the wrong color to fill the role I'm casting for, but you see, I hate white people, and yes, she will say that as well. Lauren Schmidt-Hirsch is the showrunner, and we work so well together, and she's open to conversation. In the book, Yennefer is described as the most beautiful woman in the world. She's also described as pale directly. This was a few years ago, and I'd like to think things have changed, but when people think about people's unconscious biases, especially in the fantasy world, it felt like these worlds were predominantly white, and I remember saying, I feel like we need to challenge what people think of as the standard of beauty. And having a woman of colour in this role does incredibly powerful things to people watching. So in other words, she's like, oh, you know, back in the olden days, they thought white people were attractive. But I decided to change that, and so I cast both the main female characters as a black woman and a brown woman, because I really do dislike whitey. Again, we see it all the time, but to see it this brazenly, and she's not just admitting about it, she is bragging about it. And hey, to be fair as well, I don't mind the casting of Yennefer at all. I got a thing for hot brown chicks, so I'm not objecting. And she's certainly attractive. I think she's downright beautiful, in fact. But Trish Merigold? Holy hell, not only does she look nothing like the character described, in hair color, in skin color, in eye color, in demeanor, she's a completely different character in every single way, and she's at best average looking, at worst downright unattractive, to the point where she's not even a romance option basically in the TV series. She's never represented in any way as a credible competitor to Yennefer, not even in the slightest, and she's supposed to be one of the main romance interests. And again, it's all because she liked this person and hired them straight out of drama school. It's all because she needs to salve her own bad conscience for constantly advantageizing herself and people like her by going like, oh, I need to cast some minorities to make myself feel better about myself. The rest of this is not really all that interesting, honestly. She does mention that you should never tell an actor at an audition that you're not a very good actor, and this again stems back to the fact that she was told she was a bad actor. She has a bad experience with this, because in reality, no, this is what you should do. If somebody shows up to your audition and they clearly suck, you need to go, okay, I'm sorry, buddy, but you're awful at this. You need more lessons, you need to reevaluate what you're doing here, you gotta go back and start from scratch if you have any hope of making it in this industry, because your quality level is simply too low to be entertained. And that'll make the person go like, okay, either I'm shit at it, I'm gonna go find another job, or they're going to go back and redouble their efforts. Telling them that, oh, you know, that was really good, we're just never gonna hire you. That's not to the person's benefit, that is a disservice to the person, as they'll come out of it thinking like, yay, I did awesome, and I never get called. Why is that? It's not a good thing to do. This entire thing, I find this astounding. Like, okay, so you have a woman here who is like, oh, why do you cast people the way you do? Well, you know, I don't think white people are beautiful, and I think we need to redefine what is beautiful to not being white. So, white people ugly. Okay, that's pretty brazen. We'll try to put a spin on it. We are variety, of course. Why did you hire the Yennefer actor? Well, I knew her personally, and I found her attractive and stuff, so I wanted to give her a friendly favor. Okay, ridiculous levels of nepotism detected. This is going to be difficult to write in a positive manner, but we'll put a smiling picture of you on the front and hope nobody notices. Moving on, so why are you doing these casting decisions in general? Like, what's motivating you? Well, you see, I was treated poorly when I was an actor, and I now want to advantage female actors because I'm one, and because I have a daughter who might want to be advantaged as well in the future. At this point, the Vanity Fair, Variety author is probably sitting there like, how will I write this? It's a good question. How do you write this without making this person look like the absolute worst person in the industry? Without making her look like a warning sign to everyone involved? My God, she admits to every single solitary cardinal sin. What else is there to say? It's amazing. It is genuinely actually amazing, isn't it? Like, not at any point does she make the argument that this makes the show better. Not at any point does she... Like, normally, at least, they'll try to make the excuse that, oh, diversity is our strength. It makes for better performances. You know, the different races drive each other to excel or something. Nah, she just openly admits to it every single time. Blatantly, with a smile on her face. I have never seen a person before so utterly ignorant of their own terrible behavior. Like, you are doing every bad thing, every single one of them, and you have no idea. You are completely... It doesn't even register. It's not a blip on the radar. Is this what evil looks like? Like, unironically, I'm not being hyperbolic here, okay? Is this not what actual genuine evil looks like? Is this not the person who goes, oh yeah, I'm doing these terrible things, but I think they're great actually, and everyone else just looks on like, holy hell? You have no moral compass at all, do you? No. It's impressive. It is actually downright impressive. Well, I'll say this much. This is a fantastic argument for why every single group in Hollywood should be on strike right now. Writers, actors, casting directors, put every single one of them on strike, and if we are very, very, very lucky, not a single one of them will ever return to work again. We'll replace all of them with goddamn Excel spreadsheets and Word documents, because at least they won't be this, obviously, blatantly abusive of their position. Or at least so you'd think. Well, I mean, hats off to you, lady. I have never seen anything quite like this before, so if nothing else, you have raised my awareness of just how deep the bog goes, and considering the shit I've seen over the years, that is an achievement, sir. Godspeed. Until next time, I've been Arch. Thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you all again soon. Have a good day.